What is happening, y'all? Welcome. I'm back. Continuing on from the Giants' grave post. It's time to wrap up the mountaintop of the Giants. The very first thing we're doing is heading on over here to hop over a hill. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward run. Quite literally, we're going straight west, heading on over there. You can fight the stuff in this area. I'd recommend just running past it. I mean, we get so many runes from bosses and whatnot at this point that a lot of these enemies aren't going to really be worth it. There's a lot of handsies along the way. There's a Sombering 7 we can pick up at some point, but we'll see that when we get to it. Guarded by a bunch of little handsies. I think we have a ton of Sombering 7s now too anyway, so not like it's a giant concern. I just know there's one out here. That might be it right there. Let's see. Oh, it's cured meat. Now, handsies. Ah, this one's probably it. I see you creeping in the corner. No, that's Holy Grease. Where is my Sombering 7? Well, I'm not terribly concerned about it. The bigger thing is we want to head on over to this tomb. Let's see, how many do we got anyway? 14, yeah. So we're good on that. Not exactly a massive concern. Open that, head on in. I believe this might be the final hero's tomb. I'm trying to remember. I don't think there's one in the Hallowed Tree. Lots of fire monks and cats and all kinds of annoying shit down here, so it'll be fun. Y'all know how much I love those cats. We have Flame Protect Me waiting behind the seal. If you're running, I mean, even if you're not a Faith guy, this one's worth getting. It's worth it if you ever put points into Faith. This gives you a massive increase to your fire resistance. Definitely something that is worthwhile. Okay, so ahead we got a monk we gotta kill. That dude has some poise. Slap that wall. Should go down. There's a rune item we can get right here. And then we'll jump on down. So typically, if you went the other path, you would just run and you'd have to face all this from the front. Alls we're doing is just making it so we just walk straight onto the light, so we don't need to worry about fighting our shadow friends at all. You can kill the cat if you want. Come on. It's gonna take a minute to get up the stairs, though. My menu up wasn't blocking. There we go. The counterattack on the halberd, very quick. Jumps out a ton. I might just keep that on. You're at 23, you're at 22. Yeah, why not? I'll keep it on. I don't need Sacred Blade down here. But run on over here, we're just going to grab this. Like I said, if you went up here and around, that's just where we fought the Fire Monk. We would have just come on down. We go down here, there's a Grave 9 and 2 more Shadow Imps. So just run, grab the Grave 9, run back, they'll come and get you by the light. Ouch. Have these, I'll put that on. Just gradually heal me up over time. Okay, them done. Let's see, head for Fire Monk. And the safe corridor, okay. Grab this. Take that off. I need like a throwing knife just to chuck at this thing. Any loot on your body? Nope. But with that, no, we're up top with this one, so don't worry about it. I think I actually want to trigger this. Yes. Okay, so head for Fire Monk in the safe corridor, and then we do want to reactivate this as we rush ahead. So we're gonna hit it. Then we're gonna haul ass and get over here. Bash is looking good. And we open this, and the reason we had to reactivate it is the light. That light is attached to the top of it. And you're definitely going to want to go in here. You get a super good weapon for this. It's a faith weapon, but it's probably like one of the best faith weapons. I didn't end up using this until very late in my own playthrough, but the Cranial Vessel Candlestick is... Honestly, it's insane how strong that thing is. It's the same candlestick that the Prelate guys use. Or it's basically like the candlestick that's like their head. Man, it does so much damage. It is unreal. You can absolutely smash stuff with that candlestick. The weapon art, super devastating. Just keeps doing like boom, boom, boom. Just keeps doing fire explosions the same way they do with their head. I like it a lot. Highly recommend it. Two shadow imps. Let's see. Activator with your head. Second fire map. Imp stand your cranial candle. Kill the 3 imps in the light. That. Fire back off. Oh yeah, here we can turn off the fire real fast. It's just going to disable it. Okay, now we go on the elevator. Ride this down to the bottom. And then walk off, send it back up, and there's going to be a little thing we can climb into in just a second here. Activate it, and then go back onto it. So there's a couple shadow cats down here. We're bringing the light down with us in the event that you want to fight them. Honestly, I would just ignore these things. You already know how freaking annoying they are, but... Kill this one. It's going to do its whole frosty thing. Come on, either come from me or don't. Stop wasting my damn time. Okay. It goes behind the lift. We're going to go to the ladder on the left first. This one, there's nothing over there. Ignore it. There's people putting like fake messages down. Okay. I think there's like an imp here. No, it's just a prelate. So this guy might as well be like a mini boss. Very strong. Packs a wallop. Just be ready. You don't get your summon or anything. Giant seal. Our fire shield's gonna shut down almost all that bullshit. Best thing to do though is, as you're kind of watching, is just stay behind this dude. The Great Grave Glovewort from over there. He's dead. Let's see. Prelates and Giant Seal and a Great Glove. Let me loop back. It brings us to the cats. See, this is where we were, where we first dropped down. So yeah, this one we're gonna bait him over here and ignore him. I'm not gonna wait for this guy to walk all the way over to the light. That's too much work. Grab that and then head up the ladder. As you can see, you should be able to just run right past this guy, especially if he does one attack first. Kind of bait him out. Alright, now we grab this, that, and now we are back over here. So, hit the lever. Go on and send that elevator back up again. And this troll is actually the boss lever, so we just need to get him to come on over to us. Come on. Having a shield works just so Troll's Roar isn't going to hurt you that bad. But don't go too far. We want him to be close enough that he's like interested in us. Come on, keep it coming. And the elevator brought the light down, so the gimmick here is we need him to come into the light. And now it's just troll killing like normal. See, we get the heavy door has open prompt with the troll dying. And now we're ready to tackle the boss, which is another Zamor dude. It's basically like the lead of the Zamors, the Zamor bigwig. But it's a pretty easy fight. Believe there's any, yeah, no. Okay. Just gonna pop our thing and pull T-shout. Actually, no, you know what? We're not gonna pull T-shout. I'm gonna pull out Aga. So he's got like fire, I think, doesn't he? Aga, where you at? Dodge that, you filthy casual. Put on the guard boost. That's going to help me more in the long run anyway. So his sword's actually pretty good. On the original version of this quality build, I used that along with the Bloodhound's Fang. And it's not quite as long, but it does a very nice chunk of Frostbite, which I like that over Morgoth's Curse, because you're getting both Frostbite build up on that, and then you're getting Bleed build up on your Bloodhound Fang. The Ash of War is actually not too bad on it either. It's pretty quick to come out, and it just does like an ice storm. And that ice storm, if you run up on a target and you dump that ice storm out, pretty much it's gonna frostbite them right then and there. It's a target that can be frostbitten. So if you were also disappointed how I was with that previous sword, but you liked the idea of dual wielding, I think these two together are good. In terms of damage, it's not quite as high. I believe it was like just right around 100 less AR than Bloodhounds. But yeah, I mean, these two work pretty well together, and obviously you can hot swap and then... And that storm, man, that storm hits, and it hits fast. It is a very quick frostbite, so... I'm gonna go level that up, just because I do like the idea. I mean, so this is what I love about quality builds, you know? There's so much variety. It's all about variety. I got swords I can use, or a great shield I can use, or a sacred halberd to kill birds, or a big hammer to beat things that I need a hammer. Like, this is what makes quality such a very fun playstyle, because, you know, you see something, you're like, neato, try it out. So, obviously, at +9, it's not going to be quite as high, but 599 is pretty good to have it in the offhand. But anyway, let's hop on back. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. There we go. Okay, so we are in the home stretch of this area. Let me see. So there's some stray loots we can get, but to be honest, you're not going to want to run around this area a lot. It sucks. Right here, we want to go for sure. Right here, we're going to go, but I'm not going to mark that. It's a giant skull that you can't miss. And then I believe it's right here for a grace. So those are the two we're going to for now. So head on over to 1. This is going to get us one of the currently strongest weapons in the game, as well as the final sacred tier we need. And if you see any loose loots while we're running, just grab them. Just be fast, because like I said, this area is not very kind. There's giant dogs. There's the trolls. There's the giant birds. There's the giant handsies. You haven't seen the super mega finger creeper yet. Those things are, oh god, terrifying. Yeah, trolls fighting giant birds. Like, this place is just a hellscape filled with like all kinds of gigantic shit. As soon as you get close to this church, you're gonna get invaded. That's Okina. You should be able to just blitz this guy down, to be honest. Spawns like right around where I'm at now. Don't let him bleed you, obviously. Bleed hurts. Taking him out, though, should get you access to the Okina Mask, which is pretty nice. It's going to give you a +3 dexterity boost, and the Rivers of Blood, which is currently the hottest item on the market. Rivers of Blood, dealing a crazy amount of damage via the Corpse Piler weapon art. To be honest, this is probably going to get nerfed in the future. For now, it's absolutely fantastic. It's one of the most common weapons in the game that we're seeing. It does insane damage. The weapon art almost always procs bleed. So anything you're fighting that's not bleed immune, that'll obliterate it. If you're running an arcane build, it's super good at the moment. Okay, I want to go to my flasks. And there we go. Cannot be increased any further. Flask charges at maximum. We are officially flasked out. Okay, so there's this giant skull right next to us, and if we run just south, past the fingers, you can see there's a lift right here, and go up. And it's going to grab us the Troll's Roar, and then we're going to jump right back down. the same thing, except instead of taking that, we're going to hop up a bit. We're going to climb into its mouth. And that gets you an Ancient Dragon Smithing Stone. Now we're going to head on over to our number 2 marker. That's the grace that we want. Materia leaves. And there's a few last loots we're going to grab before we jump into the boss fight. Oh, there's a shiny up here we'll get in just a second. I guess we could get the shiny right now. This is one of those shinies that likes to teleport and run away. If you're worried about falling off the cliff, I'd suggest you grab the thing first. I don't know if I can hit it from over here. There we go, for Sombring 8. Now the grace. Okay, let's see. Sombring 8, room 10 near the other skull that doesn't have loot. Southeast for seed and starlight. Continue running past bullshit for grace mimics. Room 10, circle around for a new tier. Got it. Okay, we are going to do a suicide run in just a second. And what I mean by that is it's just not worth fighting past the bullshit to get back. So, for your physic, Twiggy Crack tier, make sure you have that on. Alternatively, use the other thing. God, I hate having all this extra loot. Hang on. Right, let's see. Well, the first is kind of just like right in front of us. This skull doesn't have loot inside its mouth, but it does have this right here. It's the room 10. And from here, we're not even going to mark it really. We're just going to head northeast, just straight northeast on the compass. There's a seed. Obviously, we don't need seeds, so take it if you want. If you're missing one, you know, I'll help you. Past that, we have the Starlight Shard over here. Also irrelevant at this point. I mean, well, actually, no. Starlight Shards can be used to get FP back, so those are still kind of useful. They have some use, at least. You can see I have a massive hand chasing me. We have these dudes throwing pots. There's just so much bullshit here. So that's where the seed was. This is where we're going to sweep on around. I just want to keep moving. There's a lot of shit that's being thrown. A lot of stuff that can hit you and hurt you that you don't want to deal with. But there's just a general rule of thumb. We're still continuing northeast. We're just northeast, northeast, northeast. God, mega super big finger creeper. Go away. Now's a good time to take our flask, just in case we die. This is what we want. It's this little path right here. Once you start seeing the little handsies, you know you're on the right track. And then just run on through. It's just going to be handsies and handsies and handsies and handsies and like a never-ending supply of these little buggers. And if you can make it down, great. But, you know, if you can't, this is why I like having the twiggy cracked, because the last thought, or that'll happen, you know. And it's not worth it, because if you can make it down, you're right here back at the Grace. But otherwise, it's just, there's too much shit to fight through, way too much. And none of that stuff's even worth good riddance. So just to recap where that went, because I know that was kind of fast, what you're looking for basically is this. That is your ultimate point. But so we went northeast, right around here. We got the starlight and the loot. And then we swung around. We continued northeast. And we followed that trail basically straight back towards the Giant's Grave Post Grace. But now we are ready to go for the boss. So, how are we on runes held, runes needed? I'm 2,000 short. No, sir. We're getting a level right now. Where are they at? Let's go, how about you? You're with 2,000? Oh, yeah. So good. Much I'm like 100 short still or something. Nope, just enough. Beautiful. And I was already over. It was not 2,000 short. Miscounted. That's okay, whatever. So there's two ways into this. We can either go here, or we can go here. It doesn't really matter which. You can summon Alexander for this fight. Honestly, I wouldn't. Just because, like I've said before, that's just going to increase the health of the boss. You're better off just beating this thing's ass with your summon. Now for this particular fight, I think Tish works super, super well here because Tish does percentage-based HP damage. My particular Mimic with both Bleed and Frost would also work really well. But so, go with whatever you want. Let's see, there's the, really want to bring him along. There you go. But you don't need to summon him for his quest. It's just if you want his help. What I would recommend is you're going to haul ass towards this thing. Shit, hang on, let me pop my rune. I'm going to haul ass over to this thing. And then after you start really giving it the business, then you want to get your summon out. So when it gets ready to do this, I have never been able to jump over there. Ow! Well, you can roll through it. Let him do it again. I've heard people say that you can jump over with the horse. I've never been able to. So at the start of this fight, we want to attack the ankle, in particular that ankle right there that I've targeted. You can see it kind of has like a medallion on it. The idea is we can break the armor off of this ankle. You have a follow-up attack? No, you don't. Alright, it doesn't seem like we're going to actually get frostbite on you, so I'm just going to pull out my anti-fire shield. These things aren't bad, but when he does the faster ones, those can hurt. And they seek in on you pretty hardly, so... You can see Tish really doing a ton of damage to this guy right now through that HP percent. Rolling through it, it's easy. I don't know, I just can't pull off the jump, though. To be honest, this fight in general is kind of annoying. There we go. Slow him down. Break his ankles. We should have phase 2 start in just a second here. There's also, this fight's in general kind of buggy. This guy has rolled off cliffs and killed himself before. Big old ankle breaks. Now the new weak spot is going to be on his wrists, if you can get them. When he targets it like this, give it just a second. Make sure you're looking safe. There's no fire flames below you. Really? Oh my god. That's just disappointing. I'll show you the other entrance. Yeah, I'm gonna actually put on. We're just gonna say that was purposeful because I was trying to show y'all the fight last time. This time he's just gonna die. We're not playing his bullshit games. Where am I going? Am I going this way? Am I coming to you? Can you get me? Away like that constantly, and it's just obnoxious. Like, just stay in one spot, asshole. Stagger. You gotta hit the eye in the chest. You don't really get that much damage on it, though. Also use Rot against this guy, Rot lead. It shouldn't be that bad. Honestly, the majority of deaths you're going to experience fighting Fire Giant are usually just because he's on some bullshit and he decides to just like roll over you randomly. It's, I personally don't think he's a very good fight. Any boss that can just crush you by rolling over and also traverse like 40 feet away from you at the same time is kind of annoying in my book. But anyway, we'll grab that. The Remembrance has that fire area he was doing. It's basically Firestorm from the previous games. It works really well as a boss killer, but not so much in PvP. So if you're looking for just like a nice boss damaging type spell, I think it definitely meets the mark there. He also has a Fire Whip. Personally, I think Magma Whip's better, but the Fire Whip's pretty cool. It's just it has a long weapon art that kind of locks you in place, so... You know, when I see people use it, I just back up and shoot them in the face with something, and then I'm on my way. So you want to go around clockwise on this big old bowl. And there's a gray sign over here. Alright. Lost Grace discovered. Now, you can rest at this grace. However, talking to Melina at this grace will bring up the prompts to trigger the stuff and burn the Erd Tree. We're not going to do that just yet. I'm still debating on how I want to do things notes-wise. I'm thinking it might make more sense to bring you through Consecrated Snowfield, or maybe actually burn it and go to Farum Azula and just do it partially. That's stuff I'm going to be figuring out in more of the prep work, and that's still to come. But for now, at least, we are done. So you have finished off Mountaintops of the Giants. We have Consecrated Snowfield over here. We have the Halleck Tree attached to that, and then we have Farum Azula over here. So we're in the home stretch, but stay tuned, and I will catch you soon as we continue.